Live from Los Angeles, here's Everyway Woman.
Welcome to Everyway Woman, and it's time to weigh in. Stacy, you posted some questions online. You posted an interesting one about what are the 3 most important qualities to look for in a mate. What kind of responses did you get for that?
A lot. And I posted that one because I was just admiring my husband in bed, and I was like, gosh, I'm so lucky.
Aww.
So I said, I wonder if other people felt that way. And for me,
there's a lot of connotations with that.
But for me, what was important was I wanted someone that I felt that I would be secure with. I wanted someone that we had something in common besides physical. And I wanted someone that I can see myself having a future with. Those 3 things were important to me.
All right, well, great.
Yes.
And what about the other responses that you were getting out there? Were people really, did they seem like they knew exactly what they wanted in a mate?
For men, she had to be beautiful, or the partner had to be attractive.
Physically?
Yeah.
Yes, attractive. For women, security. Someone that they felt that would take care of them. Those were at the forefront. Those were at the top of the list, and I think that resounds correctly.
All right, well, let's
Absolutely.
check in with the group. Jocelyn, what about you? What are some qualities that you really look for in a mate?
Okay, I have a laundry list.
3, Jasmine, just 3.
3. I don't know necessarily if one is more important than the other. It's finding a balance in that partner. But for me, someone who shares my faith is very important.
Yes.
An overall belief in positivity, someone who's never focused on the negative and really trying to bring out the best in the situation, whether it's in himself, me, the opportunities, what have you. Somebody I have fun with, and I know that may be idealized, but that is really important to me. And someone who's loyal and trustworthy, and someone who's going to be honest and genuine
We're
with
going to
me.
have to cut you off.
I'm
You
telling
do
you.
You have it all figured out. Well, your dream guy's got to come around. What about you, Holly?
I think for me, key is sense of humor, because even at your worst day, you want that person to be able to make you feel better and just look at the bright side, kind of on the positive end of that. And also empathy. I think the ability for somebody to know not exactly what you're feeling, but maybe how you might be feeling it after you tell them, I've just had a bad day or whatever, and they can really be there for you and show that kindness. And I don't know, I just think those 2. I just have 2.
Cinderella, do you have your laundry list? Or
I
what's
do.
on top?
I
What's
do.
on
So
top?
it encompasses everyone else's, what
Yes.
they said. Also, what's hugely important for me, I'll just name 3. Respect, very respectful, ambitious, and a freak. He needs to be a freak. Yes, you have to have good sex. I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody mad at that.
Women act like that's not important, but for me, it's definitely
No, it
important.
is so important.
Well, we are going to leave it
Another
right
topic.
there. Yeah, that is a whole nother topic. And you can come back and have more conversation with Everyway Woman.
Most women think it, they just don't say it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
Welcome to Everyway Woman. Different women, different opinions, always great conversation.
Here's Everyway Woman.
Hi, welcome back to Everyway Woman, and we're back with our relationship duo, Charles and Charlie. So far, we've been talking about the red flags and the deal breakers in relationships. Now we're going to talk about, should a man court a woman, and are women making it difficult for men to court these days? So Charles, give us the info on that. I know a lot of my friends, they're talking about that guys suck, that they're they're not thinking about their dates, they're just asking them to come over to the house. And,
right?
Yeah.
Well, pizza and beer, none of that date stuff. Well,
Friends with benefits.
there's 2 issues, right? So one is on the woman's side, are they making it difficult? But let's take the top end first. So technology has fundamentally changed how we communicate today.
Definitely.
And a lot of guys will end up using that as a way to try to get out of what normal relationships take, which is real effort, right? A text message of, what's up, doesn't work.
Right.
A text message might work for fast communication, but guys have to put it out there. And what we're really talking about is chivalry. The ability to court a woman goes back to primal instincts where men are capturing a mate. Are women making it difficult today? For sure. There's a ton of challenge when it comes to a guy. You never know what she's really looking for because communication has changed. So even though a man may put his best foot forward, you end up with women who think that chivalry is wrong, where don't hold the door up for me, I can open it myself, I don't need your help. And I think that part of the challenge there is that when you take when you take equality and you put it ahead of what just treating a woman like a woman is all about, I think you run into issues.
So no matter if she's high-powered or not, that's the most important
I
part.
treat a woman like she's supposed to be treated, like I would hold the door open for a guy.
Right,
You know? But when you get that step of equality in there, then it kind of muddles things.
Right.
Well, and I love the fact that you even mentioned that, whether she's high-powered. Well, that's our whole problem. Do you want to be treated as a woman? Does it matter what your income is, what your status is, what your job is? No. If you want to be treated as a woman, then teach people to treat you like a woman. But here's the other half of that.
Right.
You need to be able to receive it.
Right.
I had a
That's-
client recently whose issue was, picking all the wrong men, and they all wanted booty calls. So we totally shifted her like this. And she meets this amazing guy, and they're like 2.5 weeks into the relationship, and she says, well, he hasn't done this, and he hasn't done that. And it basically hadn't come on to her so strongly physically. And I said, wait. I thought the whole goal was for you to be courted. You just shifted out of that old pattern. Now you've attracted a guy who actually is treating you with respect, and you're bored and worried that he's not going fast enough. We have to think about what we really want and then be able to receive it. And also with the guys out there, I don't know if you agree with this, they are hearing so much mixed information, and every woman that they meet has a different set of rules and desires that she wants. So as women, I think it's really important for us to really approach each man and say, you know what, we have no idea who else he's been with and what they told him was okay and was not okay. So we really need to take responsibility and sort of teach that, share the information, and get off the downgraded form of communication.
Right.
Well, you've
Talk, for real.
But you brought up a really good point, right? And that is that you end up with a high-powered woman who doesn't know what it's like to be treated like a woman. So as a result, you end up with guys who are nice guys, and even those high-powered women, women who are not necessarily in power, but they have their own empowerment, they are used to being treated so poorly, it becomes very commonplace, becomes familiar, even comfortable. So when you end up with that nice guy, you don't want to be courted. It feels bad. It feels like you're clingy, you're doing all this stuff, like, get away from me. I'd rather be treated like crap, because that's what I'm used to.
Right.
Or a lot of women are coming off from this thing of, you know what, I did this for so long, and this is where our gender used to be, and now it's your time to show me. That is not. It's got to be reciprocal. And if you want a man to court you, he needs to be interested in doing it. And if you're leading with that kind of attitude, he's probably going to say next, and I wouldn't blame him.
Right. Well, thank you so much. If you guys would like more information, we'll be here at everywaywoman.com.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Every Way Woman.
Welcome to Every Way Woman. Different women, different opinions, always great conversation.
Here's Every Way Woman.
Hi, ladies, and we're back with Everyday Woman. And we have back with us Mr. Aldair Marquez, our trainer for Fridays. And we'll be discussing how to get your man in shape, but this time we're going to be talking about nutrition. So, Aldair, what are like the 3 main rules maybe that we should be, thinking about in terms of nutrition?
I keep it really simple with all my clients just so that there's a better chance that they follow them. Don't have to memorize all these fancy words or formulas or whatever. Keep it simple. 3 rules. Calories in, calories out. How many calories you're eating. How many calories
calories in?
That's calories
Okay.
in. And calories out is how many you're burning.
Okay.
Your workouts, whatever you're doing to offset the rest of your day. And calories in is just making sure that you're eating enough throughout the day so that you're able to function properly. Because, at the end of the day, food is fuel. If you're not eating enough, that's why you're sluggish.
Well, see, yeah, and I think a lot of people get the misconception that don't eat. I hear people say that, but then it's like I hear people say to eat more as you're trying to work out. So what is that? Should I be eating, or my man or me, be eating more or less if I'm trying to get in shape?
Well, there is a baseline. For men, that's 1,800 calories a day minimum. If you dip below that, you're going to start to see some possible health issues come up, like decreased immune system. It's going to be compromised. You might be getting a little bit more sick. You're going to feel sluggish. Like I said, you might get some more headaches. Again, the brain uses glucose, which is a basic form of a carb. Again, carbs are good. They're not bad.
Yeah.
It uses glucose as energy. Your whole body uses glucose as energy. It can also use protein, but it has to take extra steps to do it, and your body doesn't like to do that. Glucose is simple. That's why we eat carbs as well. So that's calories in, and what's really cool about that is now that we have iPhones and Droids, it makes it really easy. You don't have to write everything down or measure it or anything like that. What you can do is get apps.
So much better.
And the tools at our disposal are going to help us succeed that much more. So there's a few apps that I always recommend. Lose It is an app that you can use. Found on both the Google Play Store and the iTunes Store.
So I heard this one is called Indomo or something.
Indomo is one that you can use to track your workouts.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can't remember if that one you also used to track your food, but Lose It is one that tracks food and workouts as well.
What's some of your favorites?
Personally, Runkeeper. I use
Okay.
that one because I go run and then I come back in and map my run because I sometimes change it on the fly, and I just don't want to waste the money for a bigger data plan.
Right.
I can live without looking at Facebook every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I just track it afterwards on my computer. But Runkeeper and Domo you mentioned are both ones that you can use to track your exercising habits. But there's also there's MyFitnessPal does both as well. It's a very, very, very good
Apps that we could be using.
app. Yes.
And what about those muscles? Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just concerned about the muscles because he's really trying to get his arms going, and you have great arms. So how important is the protein with that?
It's very important. What is it? Some guys don't always get the amount of protein that they need. So, well, again, at the end of the day, if you track how much protein you're having, you'll see if you're going to be gaining that muscle or if you're not, or if you're just going to lose the weight. And again, the workout from there is also going to dictate whether or not you gain the mass.
Right.
In front of us, we have some of the basic, really good carbs that we can be using or eating every day. Sweet potatoes are a really big thing right now.
Well, this is the big talk. So what's the talk with? What's the big thing about this?
It's honestly, the way I see it is it's another form of a potato. Potatoes are actually really good at the very most. They're about 160 calories a serving. Sweet potatoes, about the same. They just have a different taste. Gives your palate something different to have. And we also have oatmeal in the morning. Add a little bit of protein powder to it.
That's what that is,
Delicious,
right?
yes, right in the
Oatmeal.
middle. We have wild rice out to, where's that, left or our right. And then we have brown rice over here, which is also really good. They're all good carbohydrates to have. They're really easy to eat and they're tasty. You can include them into anything and add a protein to it.
Wonderful. So there's easier carbohydrates like to take in and stuff like that for the nutrition?
Well, what is it? One, because they're natural.
Okay.
Also, we have the whole wheat pasta. Makes it really easy to have healthy carbs. You're not having anything processed like bread, white breads or wheat breads. Even wheat breads are actually enriched flour with wheat added to it afterwards. So it's basically a white bread still.
Yeah. And see, I heard that. And so it's better to get more like the grainier.
Exactly.
Okay.
It makes it that much easier.
And how important is the nutrition to your workout? Like, because a lot of people work out and they're not losing weight. They're not getting in shape.
90% nutrition,
Wow.
10% workout.
Right.
The nutrition is going to dictate whether you gain or lose, and the workout's going to dictate how you're going to look. And that's what I do. That 10% that you do with me or you do on your own, then that's dictated by your intensity. It's going to determine how you look. If you're going to look skinny like a marathon runner or like a bodybuilder or somewhere in between where you look like Rick Roning from the CrossFit Games, who's just shredded.
Right.
So.
Well, thank you so much. And if you would like more information on what we can do to stay in shape or to get your man in shape, tune in to everywaywoman.com for more information.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Everyway Woman.
Welcome to Everyway Woman. Different women, different opinions, always great conversation.
Here's Everyway Woman.
Welcome back to Everyway Woman, and we have our Women in the Media series with LaCora Stevens here joining us, and you have a really cool show. It's called the Yes Show.
Yes.
What does Yes stand for?
Yes means young, entertaining, and saved. And in case you don't know what saved means, it means that you are a Christian. You believe in Jesus Christ, and you are a servant of Him. So anyone who is a Christian in the entertainment business, of all caliber, that's who I focus on.
Why did you feel like you needed to reach out to this audience?
Well, number one, a lot of times you see these people, you see these actors, actresses, and they're awesome, yes? But you don't know much about their background unless they vocalize it. And a lot of times, it's a no-no to say, hey, I'm for Jesus, so I wanted to use this as a platform to say it's all right. And to let people know that you can be successful with Christ, as an actor or an actress.
But so should that limit the choices for a lot of people in the entertainment who say they're Christian? Are there certain roles they should or shouldn't take because of that?
That's a good question. I like that, Sunita.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is we all have morals and integrity, yes? Mm-hmm. Now, if you feel that this is your belief, that you shouldn't do certain things, like as God would say, you should not fornicate. So if I am a Christian and as His steward, why on earth would I accept a role where I'm half naked, showing my body, you know, and why would I do that? But a lot of times we do because we feel that's where the money is. However, if I'm a Christian, I need to stand by my integrity, and I need to stand by my morals, and I need to stand by my belief. You know what I mean?
Well, but what about the, you know, kind of the integrity of the craft? Because, you know, obviously there's gratuitous sex all over TV and film and all of that. But there are some roles where, you know, it might just be needed for that role. Are there lines that you draw, or how do you encourage people to, you know, be able to wrestle with that?
Well, absolutely there are lines that you will draw. And anyone, if you look at, let's just say Julia Roberts.
Let's just say Julia.
Let's just say Julia. Now, I'm not sure of her standpoint as her religion, where it goes, but I do know that she has morals. She will not accept any role where she is just hanging all out and saying, this is me, world, here I am.
But she was a prostitute.
But she was a prostitute.
That's her main role.
However, I could say I'm a prostitute and it could be implied, but I'm not going to show you all of my goods on camera. Now, Halle Berry, she'll show you everything.
She basically was like, I decided to
Absolutely
play the
she
cards.
will,
And
yes.
she kept playing them.
Absolutely, but a lot of times you don't need that to win. Julia Roberts didn't have to do it to win.
But do you think with Halle Berry, I mean, do you think her career would have been the same if she hadn't played the cards?
Absolutely. But see, with Halle Berry, my standpoint, and a lot of people may not like this, but I'm a woman of color. Let's just state the obvious. A lot of times when you have people that are this shade of color, a lot of times you feel like you have to do that because some of the roles aren't out there. Julia Roberts, she is not this color. She is not a woman of color.
She's got those long legs. It gets her places.
Yeah, but Halle Berry has that beautiful face, that beautiful body, and that talent. However, Halle did not cross the line, but she feels, like you said, the integrity of the craft, and maybe she feels like that suits her. I, on the other hand, as a Christian, I won't be doing anything like that, but I still feel that you need to have, if you don't stand for something, Sunita, if you don't stand for something, like you'll fall for anything.
Well, and you're really standing for something with this show because, you know, it's got to be hard. Is it hard to kind of sell it out there and talk about it? Or what's it like as far as the reception you're receiving?
Well, because it's very new. The Yes Show is very new. And I do feel like I want instant. You know, it should be instantaneous because to me it's wonderful.
You just need to hear those yeses, right?
You know, I need to see those yeses. I need to see the viewers on YouTube, you know, on Twitter. And I'm trying to get into the whole social media, so maybe that's also where it's lacking because the content is there. But it's awesome. You know, however, I think me as the producer of it and the host of it, I need to get more knowledgeable when it comes to the social media. So that's probably where it's lacking on my end.
Well, I'm sure you're going to hear lots of yeses out there because you just have it going on. So.
Thank you.
And you are going to have to check out her show. It's yesshowtv.com, and stay tuned for more. We'll be back with Every Way Woman.
You're back with Every Way Woman and Ask Stacy. Dear Stacy, my 13-year-old was caught shoplifting the other day. We are devastated. What should we do? First of all, calm down, take a step back, and make sure that there are consequences. There is no reason why any child should feel that they should have to shoplift, and if they do, there should be no consequences. That's it. Make sure there are consequences for their actions. Keep the questions coming, and I'll give you answers.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Every Way Woman.
Welcome to Every Way Woman. Different women, different opinions, always great conversation.
Here's Every Way Woman.
Hi guys, we're back with Every Way Woman. Thanks for tuning in again. We have our expert mixologist, Miss Trisha Alley. So I hear that you just got married.
That's
your
right.
name changed.
Yes.
So what's the new name that our audience should be looking out for?
Well, Trisha Carr.
Okay.
C-A-R-R. And I'm not really going to be the one to hyphenate because Allie Carr, I don't think so.
Yeah. That doesn't sound too good.
No, I don't
Especially with the mixologist.
No. I need to class it up as much as possible.
Right. But you are going to eventually, you're going to start branding yourself as that. So that's what they need to start paying attention. Okay.
I'm hoping we'll be able to make the leap over pretty soon. But
Wonderful.
Working on it now.
So as you guys know, we're doing Drink for a Man. But you have a drink called Ladies Night,
I
right?
was thinking, even though this is the day that's dedicated to the man, I think it's really fun and sensual to have a man make a cocktail for you or make some food for you.
Yes.
So it's Ladies Night, but it's really a night for both of us.
Okay.
So we're gonna show our men how to make a drink for us.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. What are some of the ingredients in the Ladies Night?
Well, it's just some fresh fruit. I'm starting with Angus Stirrup bitters.
Okay.
This is the classic bitter. I know your grandma probably has it in the cupboard, but it's still a great ingredient to have in your bar. Really, it just works like salt and pepper in a cocktail. People really aren't sure what that, besides just for a digestive aid. But if you had a dish that was missing some salt, you'd know it. But you add that salt, and it all comes together, has that structure and the heightened, sense for all the ingredients. That's exactly what bitters do for a cocktail. So just a dash of Angus Stirrup.
Yeah, it's actually very strong. It's like mixed with herbs and everything like that, right?
That's exactly
so you
what
just
it
need
is.
just a tad, not too much.
No, right. A dash or two is usually the portion that we go with. Fresh strawberries.
Okay.
And this drink could actually, if you wanted to change it up because you have a garden or you prefer raspberries, you can actually just sub in any kind of fresh ingredient. You could do mint instead of the strawberry. You could add mint in addition to the strawberry. Blueberries, blackberries, orange slices if you just want something nice and citric. We're gonna do some fresh strawberries.
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking whilst we're making this drink, what is the difference between a bartender and mixologist? Because I know that term is kind of loosely used. What's the difference?
Well, I like to think that bartending is actually the higher art.
Okay.
Because if you are a nice professional bartender, you would have the craft of mixology as a part of your day-to-day. You would know about your ingredients. You'd be thinking about them, studying them. You'd know exactly, how this vodka is really special. It's USDA certified, organic, all things, that kind of stuff. A mixologist I call myself a mixologist because day to day I do that more than actually tending a bar area.
Okay.
I'm actually coming up with drinks, I'm teaching, I'm doing some education. But I had to come from bartending, of course. Just like the professor who teaches finance.
Right.
Obviously he had to work in the field before he could become a professor of finance.
Definitely.
So that's really the difference that I would say.
So the mixology is more so that focuses on the education and the creating of the drinks.
Well, when I use that title only, that's because of that.
Okay.
But bartending is actually, there's quite an honor to be a bartender.
Okay.
I mean, the history that we have in this craft is really lengthy. Back before Prohibition, the bartender was actually as highly regarded and made as much money as the lawyer and the doctor.
Wow.
So we have a lot to be proud of.
That was a good shake there.
Yeah, you break that up. You want to get a lot of the aromatics, going in that cocktail. You just dump out that with water.
And what about if someone's trying to become a bartender or something? Are there anything, maybe that you suggest that they can do to start getting in the business, or?
Yeah, the way it works is really you have to start somewhere near the bar. So start as a cocktail server or a bar back. And the best way that we have now is to really find yourself a good mentor. And that's actually what I do now a lot of. Okay. I have a couple of amazing mentors. My very first mentor was Zara Bates, this incredible, beautiful, artistic woman. She's still my BFF.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
So that's really the way to get, the knowledge that is going to carry you through to a higher professional level.
Right. That looks fantastic.
Pretty, and then I'm just going to garnish it with another nice piece of strawberry right on the side.
Awesome.
And this one's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
You like it?
That was fantastic. Oh my God.
Oh, finished it off with Prosecco, by the way.
Oh, okay,
I forgot to mention that's what I was
awesome.
doing
Yeah.
there,
Okay, well, wonderful. So here you have it, guys, Ladies Night. If you would like to find more recipes by Miss Trisha Alley, now Trisha Carr, you can check out her website, www.concoctologist.com. Yes, that's a tongue twister for me. Thank you, and we'll be tuning back for Every Way Woman.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more Every Way Woman.
Welcome to Every Way Woman. Different women, different opinions, always great conversation.
This has been an Every Way Woman production.
Adios.